Good morning and welcome to a catch-up video on what I've been doing recently. This, if I just stand out of your way, this quilt was a free one from Donna from Jordan's Fabric, and it's finished. So that's absolutely gorgeous. I love that pattern. I love the colours I've got in there. That was a scrap quilt, and I did have 2 meters of the border in stock in my box. And and that went with every colour that was actually in the quilt, so that worked out fine. That didn't cost me anything other than the background colour, so that'll get folded away and put away until I'm ready to get it quilted, which I've been practicing, and that's only a lap quilt, so watch this space. I might get that one done professionally, but then do smaller projects so I can practice quilting. Had a go yesterday and I tried some feathers, and this was my first attempt on my brother, which I'm pleased to say stitches quite reasonable. So that was my first attempt. I don't think it was too bad, still scruffy, but then what do you expect for one attempt? That was my second attempt. So obviously we've only got so much fabric we can waste and stuff, so but then I found, I was looking online because I've been watching for a couple of years now about how people quilt. Never quite either had the machine. I did it once, and that was just an all over squiggle, and on my old Jones. I went online yesterday and I've seen this Paisley, so we're going to have a look at which program I'm talking about, because when I watched her, then I had to go at this, and I actually think that Paisley pattern is actually easier than the feather pattern, so I think I'm going to start practicing with this. When I get these right, then I'll go back to having a go at the feathers. I like this, it's called a Paisley. So we'll have a look which program on the internet I actually looked at. But before we go and have a look at that, and then I'll have a go at doing some more with you. This was some leftover blocks on the quilt I've got behind me. And I'm going to do this myself once I've practiced a few more times. And this will be going underneath my sewing machine because I haven't got a pad for that. So that was the leftover blocks from behind. I also used whatever leftover blocks I had and put this together, and I'm going to be having a go at doing quilting on this, and that's for, we just have a look at it, there you go, and that's for across the top of my table when it's not being used. That's a table topper. There you go. When it's because obviously when the leaves go down, it's just one long flat 18-inch wide, and that'll be plenty to go across the top and down the sides. So I should be doing that one myself. And then when I was and then the antique lace quilt that I showed you before in another previous video, that was from Missouri Quilt Company, and it was on special offer. It was on sale at the time. I don't know whether it still is. But in England, I think it cost about £3.50 for the pattern, so that was really good. I've got that for life, and I really do love that one. On Monday, I'm sending that off to be quilted. My quilter, Libby, wasn't very well. She lives in Leamington Spa, so she couldn't do it for a few weeks, but she's back on form now, so I'm sending that back. So in a couple of weeks' time, I'll be able to show you what she did, and I've chosen a pattern because it's absolutely ginormous. There's no way I'm going to be able to do that one. Doesn't matter whether I wait years to practice, because I've only got a 6-inch throat on my brother. And so I sent that off to her, and in a couple of weeks time when it comes back, I'll show you what, and I've bound it because I should be doing that myself because that saves money. And so I should be showing you the update on that one, and that is actually for my bed, so can't wait to get that one back. And I've chosen, I'll finish what I started before, I've chosen a feather a feather, but it's got a special name, and I'll tell you that another time, but it's a feather anyway. There was only 2 feathers to choose from. One was a feather garden, I didn't like the look of that one, and one was a feather twist, like all over the place, but in a small feather. So she's going to do that for me. While I was looking for my antique quilt to send off, I found this one, and this was I've shown you this previously. This was a scrap quilt from last year or the year before. I've done a video, I showed you this on video before, and it's a Halloween one, and because of all the colours are in it turned out to be Halloween. Because this is only a small one, I'm going to make this into a tablecloth. Now I believe, I'm not 100% sure, I'll have to do some research. Obviously I don't think that you actually quilt tablecloths, or you don't put one in between. I'm not sure, I'm going to have a look. Whether you just put a cotton backing on and then it's just the two, the front and the back. But I don't know about quilting it yet, so I've got to do some research. So that's going to be a tablecloth. So, and that was a scrap quilt from a couple of years ago. So, oh, the other one I've been doing is this one, and that's from Disappearing Pinwheel from Jordan Fabrics, and that's absolutely gorgeous pattern. And it's free on Jordan Fabrics site on YouTube, and she shows you how to do that. And I've been making, again, I'll be still using my scraps up. I'm determined not to spend any money if I can help it. Isn't that gorgeous? And there's another one. And another one. I love it. It's got a pinwheel within a pinwheel. She actually binds, puts some binding round each one, which I should be doing. So I'm waiting for that to come through. That's backing. So I've had to buy some of that. I love this colour. Let me show you that one. Isn't that gorgeous? Probably shows up better on that one. I don't know what I'm going to do with these yet. I don't think I want another quilt. I think I've got quite a few of them. I do need a cover for my sewing machine for when it's out, to keep all the dust off it. Even though I have got a cover that's plastic and that's away in the cupboard, I don't want to keep going back. Whereas if I've got a cloth one, I can fold it up, leave it on top of my books, and when I finish with the machine I can just drape it over. So I might do that for that. And then I want to make some pillow shams as well, so I might use that up and make some pillow shams for the bed. Pillow shams, I don't know whether you know in America, I don't know what they call them in America, but here they're called pillow shams. That means they're false pillows, but basically just there for decoration, and you just remove them at night, and then obviously your head goes on something else, but they're quilted, and it's just for show. It's decoration on your bed with your top. So we'll have a look to see which one I was looking at then online, and then we'll have a go at some free motion quilting Paisleys. So this was the site, and it's called All Over Quilting Paisley, and it's from the Tiny Orchard Quilts. That's that down there, Tiny Orchard Quilts. And then she was showing us how to do them, and there we So how easy is that? Don't they make it look easy? That's the point, I suppose. So anyway, we'll set you up on our machine and we'll have a go. So I've got the machine set up. I'm using a black cotton with some of the old yellow that I don't want at the back, and this is just ordinary polyester thin. I think it was only £1.99 a metre, so I don't mind wasting that, practicing with that one. And I put orange thread in. So here we go. So obviously I've only got room for sort of half of a hand here. It's not very big at all, which is really disappointing, but still, you know, beggars can't be choosers. We can't always blame our tools, so let's get on with it then. So I've got all my thread through ready, and I've secured the stitch, and I'm going to make a paisley. So let's just get this. So I've got my tension on 6. I've dropped my feed dogs, and I've got my needle in the centre, and that's about it for this machine really. I've put orange on black so you can see. Right, so that's a teardrop. Let's switch that off, and now I've got an echo going round. Well, look, Paisley. But now I want to go in a different way. She said she goes halfway up a bit. A little bit up, I think she said. And then goes off to do another Paisley. Now I'm doing them quite large. I'll have a go at something smaller in a moment. I just want to try and get this right. So a little bit bent round that corner, not quite so smooth. And there you go. So that's not too bad. Let's see if I can do a smaller one. Let's go one more time. And turn that one round. And I don't think that's too bad. I actually did extra turns on that one. Let's do one this way, in this direction, see if this helps. Now I'm actually very close and I haven't got this sewn down, so we're only going to go around that once, echo that once, and I did my paisley teardrop a little bit fatter, so let's try and concentrate on keeping them to quite slim. See, my hand hit this because it's not very wide and I went wobbly there. So it's in a trouble with small throated machines, got no room. This time I'm not going to stop. Straight into my teardrop. And then echo out. Well, what do you think so far? There you go, I'm enjoying this. So what I might do is just speed up the camera and continue to just quilt and quilt and quilt. What I usually do, well, the way I learnt it was the easiest one for me to do, I don't know why, was this one. That was the easiest one for me, it's just the loops, and that's what I was doing on my Jones. And now I've done another one, so I've got another one, and then I was doing sort of geometric shapes where I'd just go meander, and then I'd go round. I'll keep them quite straight, like an Aztec style. I found that easy as well. So I found that one quite easy. So I went from there to here, and then I also did I can't think now. I had a go at making hearts, which is, if you think of half of a heart shape, so I went like that, which is basically what they do in a feather, and then back up the other side, and I found that quite easy as well. I thought that was okay. But then all my only problem is I never know how to get in and out these things. So, and the other one I did was a meander, which was like that all the way around. So that's how my quilting life started. That's the easiest. Then I go into this one, and then I go into like the Aztec style one, and then I'd mess about with making some hearts. And now I've got another one to my bow, which is the Paisley, which I quite like. I still haven't got to the feathers yet. Right, we'll go back into Paisley. I don't know what that one was. It's like an horseshoe. So. Now I've been watching Angela Walters, and she does the Paisleys similar to this, as she puts a hook on her inside. And I think she does 3 where she comes round back to the beginning like this, and then I think she puts like little flowers on. So let's have a go at that one. So that's Angela Walters as well as the first one, and I think it's like little feathers, more like flower petals I think. I don't think I got the shape of this, but it gives you an idea to go and watch Angela Walters and put Paisleys in. Oops, miles away there. And then she did these like petals, but I think she does them a bit more finesse than me. And then travel out just so I can get to a space. Yeah, so I don't think I've got any. So right, I've got this is, I can regulate the speed on this. So if I put my foot down on wherever this is, it's about 3/4 of the way up in speed, and I go this speed with my hands, then I don't seem to be getting any spiders on the back, and a reasonable size stitch on here. So let's do a small one. There's some little ones, which you can obviously, I don't have to move my hands so much if I do really small ones, but it takes longer to quilt. So it depends what type of quilter you want to be. Right, we'll do another couple here, then we'll call that a day. I think you've got the gist on where I am. And I think I'll practice. I've got another one here done, ready. So I think I'll practice. I might have a go at some feathers. In fact, let me just do a little spine here. Travelling back's my problem, so let's turn it round. Let's see if I can travel over. If I take my time, it's not too bad. But I couldn't do it with the speed them ladies do it. Wow. So there you go then. That's not bad. And turn it back round again. And the only one I know is it's a half of a heart. You come in and down, but they don't join or touch. I couldn't do jump. I couldn't come off the back of one yet. I'm not very clever enough for that. If you try and do the shape of a half of a heart, so that's where my feathers are at the moment, just on that section there, which as long as they don't join I can do. There's a word for that one as well, I don't know what the name is. So yeah, let's finish off with the paisley, which is what I started with, and we'll call it a day. Not brilliant. There you go. So, thank you for joining me. I hope this inspires you to have a go if you haven't, because this is only my, what I don't know, about altogether over the last 2 years, it's probably about the 5th, 6th or 7th attempt. I found once you get the knack on a machine, these sort of things are easier. I don't know what you call it, I can't remember what you call it, but anyway, that's got a name. Aztec, that's when you just go like in a square shape. I made a little heart there, but the only trouble is I always get, if I go into a heart wrong, then it confuses me how to get out, so I don't do too many of them. But every time you sort of like making a pattern, you can throw the odd heart in and it looks quite effective. I did that on one of the Jones ones when I was doing all these squirrels. This one, the meander, that's an easy one to do. So them three are the easiest. And now I've just gone up to a paisley, which a bit more practice and getting it a bit smoother. But otherwise, I'm very proud of myself, and I hope, and I quite like these little ones here, and that feather's not bad, even if I say so myself. But once I get this, once I've done this a few times, then I should just go back and have a go, because then hopefully I'm sewing a bit more accurate, and I'll be able to make the feather look like a proper feather. But we'll see. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and you don't mind me showing you bits of how I'm getting along and what I'm doing and one thing and another, and how I'm growing and how I'm getting better at quilting. We've all got to learn somewhere. Thank you for joining me. Hit the like and subscribe button, and I've got some more quilts to show you in the future.